admonish us. He says, study to show thyself approved unto God. As a workman that needed not be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. He still admonished us. He said, till I come, give diligence to reading. I told my son as we are coming to this church this morning, I say, you know your father is a reader. Say, start reading to develop your brain and your mind. Start. Read. I read all manner of books. All manner of books. As far as this book, I'll read. At least to know why it was written. And you find out most of the information you are looking for somewhere is contained in that book. Download books in your phone. Don't spend 200,000 buy one phone only to be doing WhatsApp and video call. Download books. Go to Play Store. Get free books and read. You meet a scientist, tell him about God, he laugh at you. And yet he uses the same principle you are reading every day and quoting to go advance to where he is today. Do you know what science are looking for? How to produce life. Already they've manufactured human being. That if you meet a robot now in Turkish airport, I met a robot. I thought it was a lady. I thought it was a human being. And he was busy announcing flight movements. So I observed it that the way he was moving his hand and making his mouth, I took time because I have read about robots. I took time to understand, to study it. I said, so, you know what came to my mind? I said, so, if God is not a mystery, human beings will have overtaken God. If God is not a mystery, human being, science will have overtaken God since. And God will be chasing science. I wondered at God and I wondered at science. Do you know that they can clone you now? And your cloned one will go home and your wife will embrace him and kiss him. Say, honey, you're welcome. And the real you is in church. By the time the real you returns, your wife will be the most confused person on earth. Just like Boo Boo. I didn't say anything. If you say I told you, I will deny you. All right, that is by the way. I did all this to bring you home because it's like I was too far. So, God took man from the world and brought him into the garden for a relationship. Not to obey any law. Not to obey any law. The only law that was existing to be avoided, not to be obeyed, was the law that formed Adam. Which, if Adam tried the law, it will reduce him from spirituality to physical. He will make him subject to death because what is here will die. Adam did not die because he sinned. Can I say it again? Adam did not die because he sinned. The law of sin and death, called by Moses the law of good and evil, called by science the law of positive and negative, is the same law. Don't get confused. You came to a teaching church. Understand that. The law of sin and death, called by Paul, was the same law of good and evil, called by Moses. And it's the same law of positive and negative, called by science. Are we together now? That law is subject to death. So, while Adam remained in the garden without violating that law, Adam will live forever. And everything that came out from Adam will live forever. But let me ask you one question. Why is it that Adam fell before he produced the first child? And by revelation, personal revelation and observation and study, Adam have lived in the garden for 33 years and a half. Because that was why the second Adam had to be 33 years and a half before he became the prize. So in 33 years and a half, why didn't he produce a child? At least if he finally committed, that child that did not commit will carry on with a race. Why is it that he committed before he gave the first birth? Question to be answered in another class. Adam violated that law, and Adam returned to where he was formed. God said, go back to where you came from, for dust you are, and not to dust you shall return. I hope all these things are there in the Bible. So Adam was taken out of the garden, back to where he was formed. And here that Adam was formed, Adam had to struggle with all the laws that controls here. Say, at the sweetness of your face shall you eat bread. Tasters and tongues will it bring forth from you. Which means if you don't weed the field, your corns and yam will be overtaken by tasters and tongues. That common laws. That what? If you went to a farm and planted yam or corn or cassava and went home without going to weed it, will you ever have harvest? What will overtake it? Weeds. Weeds, it can be tasters or tongue. So for that yam or corn or whatever you planted to produce, you must wet, clearing the bushes. Hello. Keeping that law until harvest time. Don't forget that. So where we read said, God promised Abraham to be the heir of the world, but it's not based on obeying God's law. So God didn't give Adam any law. God said to Adam, you are free to do anything. It's my purpose. You are not here based on who you are or what you do or what you fail to do. You are here based on who I am and my purpose. So I am not counting on what you are going to do. God help them to understand. I'm not counting on what you are going to do to be qualified. I am counting on what I am able to do to qualify you. Are you sure you're here? God is talking to us. Hey, you are not existing here, Makandosia, based on good works you did, based on righteous works you pursued. Thing to do with why you are here. You are here for my own glory. You are here for my own purpose. You are here for my own grace. I will use you to achieve what I wanted to achieve physically. Your weakness does not count.